characters of chordata. Why we can classify them under chordata? Anyone? Udayan, can you tell me?
Ma'am, nervous system.
Nervous system. Okay. Uh, and another?
Presence of
Ma'am,
notochord.
presence of notochord.
Of notochord. Very good. And another important character is Purba. Can you tell me? For respiration. This organ is for respiration.
Yeah, external gill slits.
Sorry. Tell me again. Tell me again. Okay, it is pharyngeal gill slits. So animals belong to chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of, if three characters are present in organism, then it is grouped under chordata. So what are these three important characters? First is notochord, you know that. Second is dorsal hollow nerve cord, and third is pharyngeal gill slits. So what is notochord? Notochord is a solid rod-like structure present on the dorsal side of the body. I'll show you the picture, then you will understand. Without picture, you will not understand. So I'll show you the picture. Can you see the picture? Can you see the picture?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So here it is, the picture is all labeled here. So it is a organism. This organism is the basic. It's the picture is showing the basic characteristics of a chordate. First is notochord. So notochord is clearly seen here with uh, the color is orange color, rod-like structure. It is solid and present on the dorsal side of the body. So it is derived from mesoderm. So already in our first class we discussed about, means when we start the classification of animals, we discussed about ectoderm, endoderm and mesodermal layer. So this notochord derived from mesodermal layer. Its function is to support the body, as it is a solid structure. So it supports the body and provide the surface for attachment of muscles. Okay, so it is the notochord. Next is on the dorsal side of notochord, another structure is present which is called nerve cord. So how the structure is nerve cord is a hollow structure. It is not solid, it is a hollow structure. Hmm. uh, Present on the dorsal side of the body. The anterior end becomes a brain, while the posterior end forms the spinal cord. So now the brain, already you in class 10, in your class 10 syllabus, you already learned about the structure of brain and spinal cord. So this is the hollow dorsal nerve cord. So in case of mammals, it is converted into this nerve cord is converted. The anterior part of nerve cord is nerve cord forms the brain, and the posterior part forms the spinal cord. So the main function of this nerve cord is coordinates all the functions of the body. You already know that the brains controls the function of all parts of the body. So it is the main part of the body. Next is pharyngeal gill slits. This brown color structure, you can see that some openings are there. So these are paired openings formed on the lateral side of the pharynx that communicates to the exterior. What is its function? They are derived from the endoderm layer, and they help in respiration. So in case of lower organism, these gills are present all through their life, but in case of higher organisms, in case of higher chordates, they are retained only in embryonic states. Hello?
হ্যালো হ্যালো ম্যাম আমাকে জয়েন করাওনি তুমি, মানে রিকোয়েস্ট পাঠাচ্ছিলাম। হ্যালো
হ্যালো
হ্যালো ম্যাম, আমাকে জয়েন করানোর জন্য রিকোয়েস্ট করছিলাম।
আচ্ছা, ইয়ে করো, ক্লাসে এন্টার করো, আমি দেখছি। So these are the three main characters: notochord, then hollow dorsal nerve cord, and then pharyngeal gill slits. So these structures are present either on the embryonic stage or some organisms, that means lower chordates. These characters are present all through their life cycle. Some other characters are also present in case of chordates. So ventral heart, then circulatory system is closed in case of chordata. Then hemoglobin is present in red blood corpuscles. Then hepatic portal system is present. Hepatic portal system means liver and the related nerve, that means related blood vessels form the hepatic portal system. Then digestive system is well developed in case of chordates. Then excretion occurs through kidneys. And post-anal tail is also present. Sometimes it is reduced in adults and found in the majority of chordates. It is a solid, slender structure from the posterior end of the body after the anus. So tail is also present. Sometimes it is reduced in some chordates, but some chordates it remains throughout the body, throughout the life cycle. So these are the main characters of chordates. Okay, now if I ask you a question, tell me one characteristics, that means one difference between chordates and non-chordates. Acha, tell me someone please.
In chordates, present. In non-chordates, notochord is absent.
Very good. In non-chordates, notochord is not present. In chordates, notochord is present. And another character, another difference between chordates and non-chordates?
gill slits
হ্যাঁ, উদাহরণ বুঝতে পারিনি, পরিষ্কার করে।
ম্যাম, notochord gill slits are absent.
আচ্ছা, Gill slits are absent, ঠিক আছে, in case of non-chordates. But in case of chordates, pharynx perforated by gill slits. আচ্ছা, এবার বলো, এটাও ঠিক আছে। এবার সেন্ট্রাল নার্ভাস সিস্টেম যেটা থাকে, মানে যেটা আমি যেটা বললাম নার্ভ কর্ড, এবার এটা কর্ডেটস এর ক্ষেত্রে এন্ড নন কর্ডেটস এর ক্ষেত্রে কিরকম থাকে, এটা কিন্তু একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট ক্যারেক্টার।
কোডেটস হলো ডরসাল আর আর নন কোডেটস ভেন্ট্রাল আর সলিড।
হ্যাঁ, ভেরি গুড, সলিড এন্ড ভেন্ট্রাল নার্ভ কর্ড। তো এটা হচ্ছে ভেরি ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট ক্যারেক্টার, মানে ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট ডিফারেন্স বিটুইন কর্ডেট এন্ড নন কর্ডেটস। আচ্ছা, ইন কেস অফ হার্ট, ইজ দেয়ার এনি ডিফারেন্স বিটুইন কর্ডেট এন্ড নন কর্ডেট? তোমাদেরকে পিকচার দেখিয়েছিলাম, ককরোচের হার্ট কোন সাইডে থাকে, ডরসাল সাইডে না ভেন্ট্রাল সাইডে থাকে? cockroach is non chordate. In case of
ডরসালে থাকে,
heart হচ্ছে কি
ডরসালে থাকে, ডরসালে
dorsal, আর in case of chordates heart present
ভেন্ট্রাল
ventral side. Very good. এবার in case of non chordates, tail, post-anal tail is absent or present? In case of non chordates, tail is present or absent?
অ্যাবসেন্ট।
Absent. Post-anal tail is absent, but in case of chordates, post-anal tail is present. So these are the main differences between chordates and non-chordates. Okay, fine. Let's move to the classification of chordates. এখানে ক্লাসিফিকেশনটা একটু কমপ্লিকেটেড আছে, এটা তোমাদেরকে একটু দেখাই। দেখো, phylum chordata, their division, some chordates are categorized as protochordata and some are categorized as vertebrata. Okay, so the classification of phylum chordata is divided into subphylum, protochordata and vertebrata. ঠিক আছে, এবার who are protochordata? Two subphylum are there. One is cephalochordata and urochordata. Cephalochordata are often called as protochordates. They are extensively marine. Urochordata and cephalochordata. ঠিক আছে, these are urochordata and cephalochordata are protochordata. Example হচ্ছে কি Accidia. It is marine animal. It is Accidia. So this Accidia is under the subphylum Urochordata. এবার শুধু আউটলাইন পিকচার দেখালে হবে না, ওদের অ্যানাটমিটাও আমাদের একটু জানতে হবে। তো their body is covered by testa, that means tunic. এই যে দেখো, ওদের body is covered by tunic. এখানে কি হয়, একটা glossy structure is present on the outer surface. হ্যাঁ, this is called tunic. So they are commonly called tunicates. The notochord is present only in the tail of the larva. In larval stage, notochord present, but only in larval stage and on the tail region only. And when it becomes adult, the notochord disappears. In case of Accidia, their coelom is absent. Then digestive tract is complete. That means anus and that means oral means mouth and oral is anus is present in their body. Then respiratory system has numerous gill slits in the pharyngeal wall, and their circulatory system is open and has a simple tubular heart. So this is called acidia. It is under Urochordata. Next, another protochordata is Amphioxus. Amphioxus is under Cephalochordata. So, chordata is divided into several subphylum. So, we already know the subphylum Urochordata, and now we'll learn about another subphylum Cephalochordata. The example of Cephalochordata is Amphioxus. You can see the picture of Amphioxus. The notochord extends the entire length of the body. Notochord is present to the entire length of the body. You can see the red color solid structure is there. So it passes head of the nerve cord in the front. So it starts from the anterior part. It starts from the anterior part of the body. The notochord persists throughout their life. Coelom is present. Some other structures are also present. So it is Branchiostoma cephalochordata. Next important group, which is called vertebrata. Vertebrata represent advanced or higher chordates, which include vertebrates or craniates. So in case of vertebrata, notochord is present in the embryonic stage only. In adults, it is replaced by the vertebral column. In embryonic stage, notochord is present, but when it becomes adult, this notochord is replaced by vertebral column. So this vertebral column consists of ring-like bones called the vertebrae. The anterior part of the notochord is replaced by the skull or cranium to protect the brain. So therefore, their name is craniata. This group is called craniata. Pharyngeal gill slits also persist only in the adult of lower forms. For example, the fish. In case of fish, gills are present throughout their body, throughout their life cycle. But in higher chordates, gills are not present. Gills only present in case of embryonic stage. Then circulatory system is closed type and heart is ventrally situated. Hemoglobin is present as respiratory pigment. Excretory organ is a pair of kidneys. They are unisexual. That means only sexual reproduction takes place in their life cycle. Okay, so these are vertebrata. Now, under vertebrata, there are lots of animals are there under vertebrata. So they are classified. They are also classified as different classes. So these classes are. এবার দেখো previous. So under vertebrata, two groups are there. One is agnatha, another is gnathostomata. These are called so agnatha, that means cyclostomata. Agnathar যে ক্লাসটা সেটাকে cyclostomata বলা হয়। আর দেখো cyclostomata includes the round mouth fishes. They are called jawless fish. Because they are jawless, therefore their name is agnatha. Their class name is cyclostomata. Example is lamprey, myxine, then petromyzon. These are cyclostomata. এবার এটার পিকচার হচ্ছে গিয়ে দেখো, এটা হচ্ছে কি পেট্রোমাইজন। এদের বডিটা হচ্ছে এইরকম। ক্যারেক্টারস গুলো হচ্ছে কি they have sucking mouth without jaws. দেখো মাউথটাকে এখানে ফোকাস করা হয়েছে। এখানে হচ্ছে সাকিং মাউথ, বাট দে ডোন্ট হ্যাভ jaws. They are marine, but sometimes they migrate to the fresh water for spawning. Spawning মানে হচ্ছে যখন ওরা ডিম দেয় তখন ওরা they migrate to the fresh water. So adult die within few days after spawning, but their larvae return to the ocean. So after spawning in the fresh water, they die. Their egg hatches to the larvae, then larvae return to the ocean again, in the marine water body again. The body of cyclostomes is elongated. Body structure ta dekho elongated and smooth. They have paired fins and without scales. Body is not covered by any scales. The cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. They have 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Example হচ্ছে কি পেট্রোমাইজন। এখানে একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইনফরমেশন আমি তোমাদেরকে দিচ্ছি। পেট্রোমাইজন ইজ সেঙ্গুইভোরাস। সেঙ্গুইভোরাস যেমন লিচ আছে না, লিচ যেরকম সেঙ্গুইভোরাস, পেট্রোমাইজন ইজ অলসো সেঙ্গুইভোরাস বিকজ ইট সাকস ব্লাড অফ ফিশেস. It sucks blood of other fishes as ectoparasite. So it is cyclostomata. Next class হচ্ছে কি chondrichthyes, that means cartilaginous fishes. এবার দেখো এই chondrichthyes এর মধ্যে আবার যে গ্রুপগুলো আছে, chondrichthyes হচ্ছে কি cartilaginous fishes. They includes shark. এই যে পিকচারটা দেখা যাচ্ছে, this is shark and they are called cartilaginous fishes due to the presence of cartilaginous skeleton. Their characters হচ্ছে কি they are mostly marine and called poikilothermic animals. They have, that means poikilothermic means হচ্ছে কি they have the capacity to regulate their body temperature. So they are called poikilothermic animals. Though, so কি হয় যখন external environment যদি in case of winter region, when external environment is external environment যখন কি হয়ে যায় ঠান্ডা হয়ে যায়, they can regulate their body temperature. Therefore they are poikilothermic animals. The body is laterally compressed and spindle shaped. Notochord is persistent throughout the life cycle. Mouth is ventral. Mouth dekho, mouth is ventral. They have placoid scales. The body is covered by placoid scales. They have strong jaw. Gill slits are generally 5 pairs. এখানে দেখো the lateral, এখানে কিছু lateral side এ above the ventral fin, some fold-like structures are there. There are 5 pairs of gill slits. Their gills, এখানে দেখো in case of cyclostomes কি হয়, that means cartilaginous fishes, এদের কিন্তু operculum থাকে না. So operculum are absent. Heart is 2-chambered with 1 auricle and 1 ventricle in case of fishes. Paired and unpaired fins are present. They are called, in case of chondrichthyes, that means cartilaginous fishes, they are urotelic animals. Urotelic means they secrete urea as their excretory product. Sexes, in case of sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. Males usually have claspers on pelvic fins which help in copulation. So example হচ্ছে কি Scoliodon, that means shark. Trigon, that means stingray. Hammer-headed shark. These are the examples of these chondrichthyes, that means cartilaginous fishes. নেক্সট হচ্ছে কি বনি ফিশেস। এবার এখান থেকে তোমাদের ইম্পর্টেন্ট যে ক্লাসগুলো সেগুলো শুরু হচ্ছে, হ্যাঁ, যেগুলো তোমাদের এক্সামে আসে। এটা ক্লাস হচ্ছে কি বনি ফিশেস, দেয়ার ক্লাস হচ্ছে অস্ট্রিকথিস, দে আর কল্ড বনি ফিশেস। এক্সাম্পল হচ্ছে কি carps, different types of carps such as lebiorhuita, katla, mrigal. These are all bony fishes. এবার এদের ক্যারেক্টারসটা কিরকম? They are found in marine water as well as in fresh water also. They are cold-blooded animals. Their body is streamlined. হ্যাঁ, এখানে এই ক্যারেক্টারটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট। See, their body shape is streamlined to facilitate swimming easily through the water. Their streamlined body helps water resistance. That means to reduce water waves. Next হচ্ছে কি ওদের exoskeleton. That means their dermal scales. Their dermal scales are cycloid type. Scales গুলো দেখা যাচ্ছে? These are cycloid type scales. এটা একটা important character. নেক্সট হচ্ছে কি গিলস আর কভার্ড বাই ওপারকুলাম। এখানে ওপারকুলামটা দেখা যাচ্ছে। দে হ্যাভ পেয়ার্ড এন্ড আনপেয়ার্ড ফিনস। এবার হার্ট হচ্ছে কি টু চেম্বার্ড উইথ ওয়ান অরিকল ওয়ান ভেন্ট্রিকল। ইন কেস অফ অস্ট্রিকথিস এয়ার ব্লাডার আর প্রেজেন্ট। These are ammonotelic animals. That means they secrete ammonia as their excretory material. Then sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Example হচ্ছে লেবিওরহিটা, কাতলা, এগুলো হচ্ছে এক্সাম্পল। নেক্সট গ্রুপ হচ্ছে কি এমফিবিয়া। এমফিবিয়ার এক্সাম্পল হচ্ছে frogs, toads, then turtle. These are the examples of amphibia. So they are cold-blooded vertebrates. They live on both land and in water. Their common features, amphibia features হচ্ছে they live in fresh water and on moist land. Body is compressed and cylindrical and differentiated into head and trunk. দেখো their body is differentiated into head and trunk. Nostrils on their anterior side, nostrils are connected to the buccal cavity. Eyes, their eyes have eyelids. Then skin, their skin is mostly smooth, moist, then highly vascular and rich in glands. Scales are generally absent. It helps in cutaneous respiration. Amphibians mostly have two pairs of pentadactyl limbs. Limbs মানে হচ্ছে ওদের পাগুলো, হ্যাঁ, pentadactyl মানে পাঁচটা করে এদের কি আছে finger like structures are there. Therefore they are called pentadactyl limbs. They are used for their locomotion. তারপরে দেখো ওদের স্কেলিটন গুলো দেখা যাচ্ছে এখানে। স্কেলিটন ইজ বনি। Digestive system is well developed. Mouth is large and armed with teeth in upper or lower jaw or both the jaws. Amphibians are first vertebrates in which true tongue is found. Alimentary canal leads into cloaca. Last part, cloaca is present. Then respiration occurs by gills, lungs, and skin. Gills are always present in the larvae that may or may not persist in the adult stage. In case of frog, ওদের কি হয় যখন ওদের tadpole গুলোতে কি আছে gills are present, but in adult stage Gills are not present. When they come back to the land, then their respiration occurs by lungs. In case of amphibians, heart is three-chambered. You remember, in case of fishes, the heart is two-chambered. But in case of amphibians, they are uh, more advanced than the fishes. Therefore, their heart is three-chambered with two auricles and one ventricle. Kidney is also present. Amphibians are mostly urotelic. Fertilization is external, sometimes internal also. Development is indirect, that means larval stage is present, which is called tadpole larva. They are oviparous. Adult female lays eggs and the embryo develop inside the eggs. One important character is amphibians undergo hibernation in winter and estivation in summer to avoid extremes of temperature. Example হচ্ছে কি hyla, that means frog, then ichthyophis, limbless amphibians. These are the examples of amphibians. Next group কি? Next groupটা কি? Next class কি? বলতে পারো? Next class is reptilia. So you are not responding. All of you are present in the class now. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after amphibia, next class. Next classটা কি?
Reptilia.
Reptilia. Very good. So it is a picture of house lizard. So all lizards, snakes, turtles, tortoises, crocodiles, these are under reptilia. They are fully adapted terrestrial animals. So one example of reptilia is dinosaurs also. So in Jurassic period, dinosaurs were present. So it was the golden age of reptiles. Now many reptiles are extinct now. The largest reptiles of today's is python. Now their characters. Important character হচ্ছে কি, they are terrestrial. Some of them are also living in water also. For example, tortoises, then crocodiles. Their body long, cylindrical, or sometimes short and broad. Their body is divisible as head, neck, and trunk and tail. They have dry, rough, and non-glandular skin. It is provided with horny epidermal scales. It is called scutes. Their scales, epidermal scales, are called scutes. Now, they have two pairs of pentadactyl limbs. Their limbs provided with horny claws. Their limbs are locomotory organs. Now their endoskeleton is bony. Digestive system is well developed. Their mouth is large with ecrodont teeth in both the jaws. Lungs are respiratory. In case of lizards or in case of reptiles, lungs হচ্ছে ওদের respiratory organs. Then heart is usually three-chambered with 2 auricles and 1 ventricle, but এখানে একটু exception আছে. In case of crocodiles, the heart is 4 chambered. Their excretion occurs through kidneys. The land animals, the land reptiles release uric acid, while aquatic reptiles excrete urea. Nervous system is well developed with 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Then reptiles also are cold-blooded animals. They hibernate in winter. And some in case of snakes, and they shed their scales as skin cast. These are unisexual and show sexual dimorphism. Fertilization is internal. So these are the most important characters in case of reptilia. Example hoche ki Calotes, that means garden lizard, then chameleon, then alligator, different kinds of snakes such as naza, viper. These are the examples of reptilia. The next group is aves, that means birds. Birds er example hoche, birds er important characters hoche ki birds have aerial mode of life. They spend most of their time in the air. Their characteristics hoche ki most important characters hoche ki feathers. The body is usually streamlined. Body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Their exoskeleton consists of light feathers. It acts as insulator and helps in flight. Feathers helps in flight. Most of them fly except the flightless birds. Most of the birds can fly. So one example of flightless bird is ostrich. Ostrich cannot fly. Their skin is dry without glands except the oiled gland. So oiled gland is present at the base of the tail. Now their endoskeleton. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, that means bony, and is made up of delicate and light bones with air cavities. Because then their body is very light, because their bones are light and with air cavities. Their locomotion occurs by the wings. They have modified forelimbs. Then hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking. 2 pairs, 1 pair of leg is also present for walking, swimming and clasping the tree branches. The digestive system of birds has additional chambers, that means the crop and gizzard. Crop হচ্ছে কি ওদের স্টোরেজ, their digestive system এ আছে না crop, এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছো পিকচারটাতে দেখা আছে crop is present. It is a storage organ. Then gizzard is also present. Gizzard হচ্ছে কি masting the grains. Gizzard acts as masting organ, that means grinding organ. So their alimentary canal is means their digestive system has this another two facilities, that means crop is present and gizzard is present. Cloaca is also present. Then lungs are respiratory organs which are spongy and connected to large air sacs. The pharynx is without voice box, and voice is produced by special organ called syrinx, present as the base of their trachea. At the base of their trachea, their voice box is present, so it is called syrinx. নেক্সট হচ্ছে কি এক্সক্রিটরি অর্গান হচ্ছে কিডনি। They are mainly uric. The excretory matter is mainly uric acid and urine. Their urine is semi-solid. Now, heart is four-chambered with two auricles and two ventricles. Birds are warm-blooded animal. That means homeothermic animals. They maintain the constant body temperature. Nervous system is well developed, contain 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Sexes are separate with sexual dimorphism. Birds are oviparous, that means eggs possess extra embryonic membrane and development is direct. Their eggs are covered by calcareous shell. এগুলো হচ্ছে মেইন ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স অফ বার্ডস। নাও এক্সাম্পল হচ্ছে কি ক্রো, দেন পিকক, দেন অস্ট্রিচ। These are the examples of birds. Next group হচ্ছে mammals. Mammals are found in variety of habitats such as forest, grasslands, mountains, deserts, caves, water, terrestrial, everywhere. Their body is divided into head, neck, trunk, and tail. The presence of mammary gland is the most characteristic features of mammals. Now, skin is unique, possessing hair and is covered with sweat glands and sebaceous gland. These are the main characters of mammals. Their exoskeleton contains hairs, furs, nails, claws, horns, hooves, etc. The external ear called pinnae are present. Endoskeleton possesses skull and vertebrae. Vertebrae are connected by intervertebral disc. Two pairs of pentadactyl limbs are present for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, flying, swimming. Their forelimbs are modified as flappers in case of wheels. The digits end with horny nails, claws, or hooves. Digestive system comprises of complete digestive system. Different types of teeth are present in the jaws. Lungs are spongy and elastic. Sound producing organ called larynx is present in case of mammals. Heart is four-chambered with two auricles and two ventricles. Excretory organ to definitely kidneys. They excrete urea. Brain is very well developed with large convoluted cerebellum and cerebellum. 12 pairs of cranial nerves are present. Sense organs are well developed. Mammals are unisexual and show prominent sexual dimorphism. So these are the important characters of mammals. Example তো অনেক কিছুই আছে, প্যান্থারা লিও আছে, দেন হোমো সেপিয়ান্স দিতে পারো, দেন অনেক এক্সাম্পল আছে ম্যামালসের। So these are the characteristic features of different classes of chordata. ঠিক আছে, তাহলে এই চ্যাপ্টারটাও শেষ হলো, অ্যানিমেল কিংডমের ক্লাসিফিকেশনটাও শেষ হলো। তোমাদের আজকে আমি কিছু কোশ্চেন দিইনি, এর মধ্যে দিয়ে দেব কোশ্চেনগুলো, যেমন নেক্সট ক্লাসের আগে এই কোশ্চেনগুলো দিয়ে দেবো। এখান থেকে কিছু ইম্পর্টেন্ট কোশ্চেন আছে, আমি এখান থেকে কোশ্চেনগুলো তোমাদেরকে ইম্পর্টেন্ট কোশ্চেনগুলো দিয়ে দেবো। ঠিক আছে, বলো আজকে যে ক্লাসটা হলো কিছু অসুবিধা আছে বুঝতে?
নো ম্যাম।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে, তাহলে এগুলো জাস্ট তোমরা ইম্পর্টেন্ট, জাস্ট কয়েকটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট, সবগুলো ক্লাসের কিছু ইম্পর্টেন্ট ক্যারেক্টার শুধু শিখে রাখবে। এক্সাম্পল শিখে রাখবে, এখান থেকে এগুলোই আসবে। আর শর্ট কোশ্চেন যেগুলো আসবে আমি তোমাদেরকে সেগুলো একটু শর্ট কোশ্চেনগুলো নেক্সট ক্লাসে আমি তোমাদেরকে প্রোভাইড করে দেবো, ঠিক আছে? তারপরে আমরা নেক্সট চ্যাপ্টারে চলে যাব, ঠিক আছে? তাহলে আজকে ক্লাসটা এখানেই শেষ করি।